Hey people, good morning, good morning. Welcome to a new week. These energies though. So we're ramping up for the eclipse this week and I wanted to speak into that. And I wanted to just acknowledge that the last 4 monthlies for May, I can't remember who the last 4 people are going to be delayed, and they might just run into June because this is just so big what's going on. It's so big, and it's all in the shadow. The eclipse is happening in the shadow. It's Neptunian. It's about the unmet, unconscious part of us. And it's really going to push us to bring mastery to who and what we are and who and what we've come to be in the world. And there will be no playing small in this at all. It won't be supported. So I just want to speak into some systemic stuff that's going on. And in true fashion, I want to welcome Raylene Garcia. Hi, Raylene. It's lovely to have you here. And more me, less you. These names are brilliant. Welcome, more me, less you. It's great to have you here. So, I'm going to share some synchronicities with you. And the reason I'm going to share that with you is as a guide for you to notice the nuance, the coincidences, to really notice what nature is sending, synchronicities, like I say, just really notice them. And last week was an absolute doozy for me. The eclipse hit me really hard last week, which is why I just had to go off channel for a while. And this morning I was sitting with the sun on my third eye, and I was actually massaging my third eye to get it to turn because it felt a bit foggy and cloggy. And this blackbird landed on the fence and just sang its little heart out. And when I'm talking to birds, I rarely hear, but I see more than I hear. And so I closed my eyes, and what this blackbird brought to mind was a picture of Alice in Wonderland's Mad Hatter's Tea Party. And I saw the whole scene as it opens up in the film, the table, and just how abstract and mad the composition of this table was. And that spoke to me about art and what art is. It is the abstract, it is the unmet, it's the expression of self that can't and won't always be met by others. And what's that going to challenge? Well, that's going to challenge within us the part that wants to be met and validated without normalizing or filtering or down chunking to fit the masses. This is, I don't really want to bring Aquarius in, but this is the Aquarian energy is, again, it's the misfit. It's that word that came to me last week. It is to misfit. What is it going to be like for you to misfit, to be a misfit in society as you bring and master more of your hidden, edgy, artful, wild self? Okay. So this week is going to be some deep waters. Back to the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. And then the Queen of Hearts comes in through this archway in the hedge. And in her shrill voice goes, off with the heads. So we've got the eclipse, off with their heads. Okay, now it's Queen of Hearts. So it's about boundaries made from a place of love, self-love. And what that's going to speak into is, well, it's what you put up with. It's what you tolerate that doesn't feel great. It's what you tolerate that doesn't uplift you or enrich you. Okay. I want to quote my new subscriber, more me, less you. It's amazing that you've come in at this time, more me. Thank you. You're part of the synchronicity. So more me, less you is antithetic to society that wants to do for others before we do for self. And if we do for self first, then we build the new world within. That's the essence of living a life from inside out, rather than to be defined by the external and to always be shifting and moving between other people's labels, trying to please. It's a mug's game. So it's going to feel Mad Hatter's Tea Party, because we've got Pluto retrograding through Sag. That's vast. That's the underbelly of philosophy, religion, beliefs, contracts. It's Hierophant energy. And we've got the total lunar eclipse, which is happening in the south node at the moment. Okay, the hidden self, the ancestral self, maybe the magical self, the self that's in the shadows, the unconscious self, very Neptunian. A lot of this is going to be hidden. A lot of this is very feminine, soft energy, so it can only be accessed through sensory perception. Okay, not reading books, not going doing workshops. You can go and do those and they will definitely give you pearls, but you'll get the greatest. It's the encyclopedia that they're showing me as the Akash, which is within. And you'll access that through these very deep, watery energies that are around at the moment. So true sidereal astrology has the lunar eclipse happening in Scorpio. Western astrology is in Sag. And, you know, I'm not going to argue about this because Scorp or Sag, it's deep and it's big. Okay. Lunar changes that happen near the nodal axes are about life path changes. So it's going to be significant. It's already significant what's happening in the system. Just, you know, the Bitcoin bubble last week, I watched it. It was horrific. It was horrific. Last Wednesday will have been a suicide day for many, many people as Bitcoin plummeted to, I think, one of the worst losses was down 75%. So it's all linked. It's all linked. So Scorpio is about Scorpio is the most inwardly facing sign of the zodiac. Scorps are deep. So we've got the depths of life, which might mean some ancestral karma is going to come up as the eclipse focuses a very, very sharp light on the hidden self. It's the unconscious self. And we've got Mercury aspecting Neptune. So that's going to speak it through. It's going to be communicated through a systemic field. Personal empowerment, this is whale diving, very deep. It's deepening the feminine. Okay, so it's raising feminine consciousness. We've got the North Node in Taurus at the moment. Oh, we've got aspects to North Node in Taurus. So as we build this feminine field of the felt responsive, creative, wild self, Taurus is coming in to support that and help it ground into the system so that you own it. So it doesn't become this fleeting thing, so that you own it and it's integrated. Okay. Yeah, so lots of change. And what I've also noticed in my personal field, again, working with the synchronicities of, I could say what the universe is sending me, but it's about what my unconscious self, my higher self is bringing to me. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to an absolutely gorgeous crystal shop around here, which I love, which is dangerous. And I bought I bought this, which is stunning. So I bought this ring, which is amber. And amber for me is the sunshine grounded. So this has been grounded into the earth. And it's just, I love the energy of amber. It's so beautiful. So here's my sun grounded. So I'm harnessing Taurus. I'm just working with what I've got without engaging the rational mind. Feminine receptive, working with what I've got. Coincidence, I bought this ring 2 weeks ago. This weekend, I had a friend to stay and we went back to this amazing crystal shop where I found this moonstone. Look at how beautiful that is. I've never owned a piece of moonstone in my life. So this is my first piece of moonstone. So I have the sun and the moon grounded. My friend turned up and bought me this. I don't possess any of these bracelets. I used to have tons of them. This is malachite, for goodness sake. Malachite is the absorber of shadow, toxicity, negativity. So malachite's going to help me. And it's green. It's like that deep heart behind the heart energy. It's the heart behind the heart that absorbs woundings. That's where I feel it in me, and you tune into you because you are as unique as I am. So malachite. So this isn't coming off for a week. So I was paying for this pendant, and Richard, beautiful man who owns the shop, behind him were 5 or 6 pieces that he'd just got out the storeroom. And I said, that. Let me have a look at that. This is so delicate. It's got stained tissue paper. Check this out. This is called silica carbide. Okay. And yeah, of course I bought it. I had to buy it. Silica carbide refracts light into the whole self. And when he put it on the counter, my heart started to tingle. I hadn't even touched it. My heart opened, it started to tingle. I could see light refracting all around it. I said, yeah, that's coming home with me. I haven't worked with it yet. I've just sat cuddling it, but I haven't worked with it yet. So mysteriously, this has come into my life. And this is going to shine light into all the hidden parts that aren't fully present at the moment. Okay, now that's my world. Notice what's coming into your world to support you through this eclipse energy at this time. If these 3 crystals speak to you, download pictures, pop them on your screensaver, desktop, whatever, and tune into them, because you can access any crystal etherically. You don't need it physically. I'm just a rock hound and I like them. Or tune in and call for supporting crystal energies, because of course you've got the earth element there in all crystals. This and silica carbide is man-made, but it's man-made from a meteorite that landed, and every piece that so they've kind of cloned from that original meteorite, so it's all man-made now. Okay. And I was also given by my beautiful friend a deck I've been hovering over for ages, Mystical Shaman. So I thought I'll use that for this morning's reading. Started shuffling and this clump of cards flew out, right? I haven't looked at them yet, but I'm just going to go, there's quite a few, but I'm going to go through them and just see, okay? No rational mind. Yeah, right, let's look at the underlying, right? The underlying energy is the moon. It's coming in on a 37-10-1. Wow, that's almost like, what I get from that is remaking the inner blueprint, bringing light in and fusing it in that 7 energy. Basically questioning who you are, reevaluating who you are. So that's the underlying energy. Wow. Yep. There is some deep, deep watery energy at the moment. Deep, deep watery energy. And water, I don't know about you, but I'm doing so much work. Every time I'm around water, whether it's washing the pots or in the bath, I get visions, I get downloads. And this is the feminine rising, okay? Because water holds memory. And if I'm not very much mistaken, most of our water isn't from here, it's from the cosmos. Okay, so use water. I used to run a spiritual development group 100 years ago, and one of the activities we used to do was with a bowl of water, and I would invite somebody to come and place their hands in and tune into a feeling that they were having, and then take their hands out, and then the next person to come in and read that. And it was amazing. It's like a memory stick. Water is like a memory stick. It carries, it's almost like the Akash. It carries so much information, and science backs this up as well. Water carries information. Okay. Oh, Lordy Lord. Right, if there are men watching, you know this, don't you? It's not about woman. This is about the wild self. This is about bringing a deeper sensitivity into the heart, into the chalice. And expansion, to move into expansion of the wild, unmet self. Oh, wow. Okay. What I get with this is what's all around us. It's like the fabric of life. It's about what you hear when the wind blows, what comes in on a breeze. It's about the cosmic soup. Witness, really suspend. That left brain is going to want to come in, but what do I do with it? That's one of the most frequently asked questions I hear. Got this amazing download, but what do I do with it? Well, you've done it. You downloaded it. Now wait for the next. Witness. It's interesting, actually. I made a pledge to myself that I want my next module of learning to be mastery of the witness. Because I think if we, I'm speaking globally now, if we could just master the witness, there'd be no war. There'd be no war, because we would just observe and bring love. Just observe and bring love. Wow. Where's the eclipse? It's the cutting away. 6, heart again. Balance, reciprocity, fairness. Balancing the internal self with the external expression. Courage. Focus. Determination. living life through that point of light within. Very centered, always the same. Wow, wow, and wow. So here we go. Hello, Pluto. This is spiraling down because this work continues. Anybody with child wounding, that's pretty much all of us because it's in our DNA since the beginning of our timelines. It's the raising up of the child self and the reintegration. Because, you know, I hear people say, I just want to dig this out of me. I want to beat this demon. Da, 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 da. Well, okay, then go to war with yourself. All right? And good luck with that. This is all heart-centered. So raising the child up means you got to look it in the eye, and it might have made a mess. It might have lived out some toxic expression of its wounded self. You could bring love to that. Witness it. Create space for it in your heart. Bring it into the heart space. And bring the inner child into a space where it can freely express without the adult judgment, without this bloody left logical. Oh, wow. Oh, there's so much love coming in here. I want to drum. I drummed my whole house the other day because I feel these pockets of stuck energy. And literally at the weekend, a glass door shattered. So there's no coincidence. There's just no coincidences here. It's being pulled up out of the self and out of the earth. So if you find yourself working with ancestors, I'm talking about ancient ancestors, which are coded within you. This is talking to me about, it's not so much circles of completion, it's standing together. This is unity to create that expansion of the 8. And again, standing together and witnessing one another is going to allow, it's going to bring into allowance what hasn't been said, felt, seen, heard, met. This is ancient knowledge that's within us. It's raising it for one. Manifestation. Oh, 32.5. Wow. It's not easy energy to become a luminous warrior. Look at all this old stuff that's just being shattered off. It's, you know, it's like this silica carbide. It's the most delicate crystal I now possess, and it breaks. It shatters. That's within you. It's within all of us, the luminous warrior. Completion of karmic cycles. I'm getting to fall back in love with the earth within us, is to fall back in love with the earth that we live on. We're so disconnected from the earth that we live on. We chop a tree down and we have no connection to it. It's a tree, we need it, period. You have a relationship with that tree because you're part soil. You're soil and cosmic dust and water and lots of other chemical stuff. Isn't that interesting? I don't know why. I'm just going to bring these two cards. This is the next card off the bottom of the deck. Okay. I've got cosmic families coming in now. Right. Oh gosh. Okay. When I say ancient ones, do you think of Aboriginal tribes? Or do you think of ancient cosmic families? This is feeling like an event. Give me a clarifier on those, please. I think this is another reading. This is the energy's changing here. Because we're coming off the bottom of the deck, we've got upper world, the rainbow, the holy mountain, standstill, and the arrow. That's feeling like an event. I'm going to take these out of this reading. In fact, here's an invitation. Let's stand in circle. Okay, I'll show you these cards again. And here's my invitation. I'm not going to speak into these cards. Tune in and pop me a comment. Let's work together and build a collective field of what is this message. Okay, come play with me. Okay. I'm going to keep those to one side. Okay. Now, what I want to know is I'd like an insight on some of the shadow aspects of us that are going to get highlighted. And this will be very general. Okay. As usual, take what lands. Govern yourself accordingly. Because we're coming into this global time of self-identity, it's going to run at odds with what society wants. Society wants us to be roughly the same because we're easier to control. But when we bring individuality, then we self-identify, and no label you can give me is going to change who I know I am. Only I can do that. Right, show me the shadow aspects, some of the shadow aspects, please, thank you. That are going to get, that's too many. Show me. Okay. Right. Way, hey, hey, hey. Oh my Lord. Okay. So again, the expansion of the feminine is done through the intuition, through the passivity of receptivity. It's about receiving. It's not about pushing. This is not a time to push. This is a time to lean out, lean back, be with yourself, and lean in to self. Okay? Wisdom in play. Wisdom is self-knowledge. It's about gnosis. It's about how do I apply what I've learned? It's that, and it's very person-centric. Spirit self. Let me ask you a question. Do you sense that in any way connects with these? Let's see. Okay, so here we have wow. Oh, wow. So this is activating the left-hand side of my body. Let's speak into these. False beliefs. Once the untruths, it's the unconscious self. Sorry, the unconscious self will bring the truth. The conscious self is the adapted, filtered self. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Okay, classic example. Very, very common example. I want that next big house. I want that next fast car. I want those designer labels. Okay. The unconscious need is I'm insecure. I need material possessions to help make me feel safe. But really what you need to do, forget that. What will help you more is to go and meet the insecure. Again, create that space in the heart. Invite the organism known as my insecure self into the heart. Take a seat, sit down, have a cup of tea and wait. Don't hit it with a barrage of questions because they're going to be coming from the logic mind. We need to suspend that. Wait, be in communication, be in connectivity, meet the insecure self. That's one really, really common expression of distorted desire. Okay, there'll be more. Wishful expectations. Wow. This is, oh yeah, thank you. So if we say that this is the Wheel of Destiny in the tarot, I can't remember what number it is. Well, you turn the wheel and she's just totally surrendered to the wheel, but it doesn't feel good. This feels like I can't anymore. I'm a victim because life happens to me, and life doesn't happen to you. You make it happen. You are the architect. I give in. Let it take me away. It's very wistful, femme fatale. It's that kind of disempowered energy. And Pluto's really going to suck that up from the depths, and Scorpio is going to be supporting that. Acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. A wishful expectation will come from the mind, okay? A knowing will come from the heart. It's really going to help us to be in our bodies. So, meeting those shadow aspects, which looks like it's all about distortion and illusion. And of course it is, because we've got Mercury aspecting Neptune. Mercury, very pointed. Lower mind. So it's going to bring in the egoic challenge to all the illusion in our life that this is this and that is that. So when we harness the spirit self, this is feminine, isn't it? And sit in receptivity with that, what will happen is metamorphosis. Oh, it just gets better now. Look at this. Empress energy here. 12 is about government, self-governing, self-identity. Creative power, release your alchemical energy into the world. Metamorphosis is about surrendering to change. It's coming in on the energy of the 11, which is the intuitive. Surrendering to change. Surrender, let it go. Be empty. Do we even know what it's like to be empty? Well, if you work with void energy, you'll know what it's like to be empty. It creates little existential crises, because what we've always identified with, that container, matrix, foundation, doesn't work in the void space. There's nothing. This is lots. How you must be, how you must think, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So let's just bring some joy and light to wrap this up, because, yep, I've got clients. I've got to go. I wanted to talk into the clients as well. My client work is expanding. I'm super busy at the moment, and that's why I keep saying I don't know what's going to happen to the YouTube channel. There's no way I'm giving it up, because I love it. I would like it to gather more momentum. So, hey, here we go. Can we stand in circle? Give me some ideas. Do I drop the monthlies, or do I just go to one a month? But yeah, doing 26 videos a month with my current workload, I'm struggling with it. Right, okay, let's have a collective. Thank you. Okay, right. Here now is the only moment there is. Okay. Here now is the cure-all for anxiety and depression. Depression needs some work and some love, but anxiety is because you're over there, because we are over there. Stay in the present. Don't get too far ahead of the flow. And, you know, when we talk about being in flow state, sometimes the flow state is that. And there's a lot of that energy in the system at the moment. The flow state is standstill. Okay, so I'm going to be with the standstill, and I'm not going to push. And what's that going to look like? Well, I need some rest at the moment, so I'm going to take some rest. And I wouldn't mind making a few cakes. I can do that. It's nice and gentle. Maybe some gentle gardening, or maybe just sitting you know, working with the here and now, and sometimes the here and now is we're addicted to productivity, and there's another illusion. Where's it gone? Productivity addiction. It's a false belief that if you're not producing in the world, you're worthless. You're beautiful and unique and special, and sometimes you only have to be around people to change their day for the better, you know? So don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. Albert Einstein said, the reason time exists is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Okay, so be in the flow and receive in the flow. Again, you know, the beautiful synchronistic wheel of these arriving now, the silica carbide arriving now, the mystical shaman cards arriving now, the blackbird arriving now, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, that's receiving in the moment. What is here now? Nothing's wasted. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Okay. Well, what a beautiful reading. Okay, so we've got some beautiful shadow energy to work with. I hope this reading's been useful. Happy Eclipse happens on Wednesday, but we're already in the energy, and we've got, I believe, Saturn, Pluto and Mercury retrograde. So if there was ever a time in your life to do shadow work, it's now. If you need to book a couple of sessions, I can hold space for you, or bring some one-to-one work so that you can dig down and get right into the nuggets, get right into the grit of who you are. Okay, fantastic. Right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope there's something useful in here for you. Please like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and definitely let's talk into this as a collective. I'm going. Lots of love. I'll see you again soon.